This chair is in the way for me. Alright, hello. Welcome to my floor. I was in the I was doing the first recordings for my video for whatever tape related next project I'm gonna do, and I thought it might be a fun thing. I don't do that much live things anymore, so I thought it might be a good way of doing something live, to do this just dismantling tape, different tape machines, and see if there's something I can use in there. The reason for this is working with tape is not as easy as just recording something to the tape and then getting it out again. There's a modulation signal that needs to accompany the data, and I haven't read too much about it, but apparently it's complicated and a lot of circuitry is needed for this to work. So one of the, I think, what maybe a good way of solving this would be to just salvage the electronics and everything and see if we can get something to work. And I can see the chat, but I can't write in the chat, so if you want something, just write in the chat and I'll just answer in talking. So we begin this endeavor with a this is an old answering machine, and the thing with tape is that if you want to make a tape delay, you need 3 heads. You need a erase head, a record head, and a play head. I'm not sure if you can skip the erase head and just get really strange signal maybe on the record head. I don't know, gotta try that. But you need 3 heads. And most tape recorders, like all the Walkmans, only have 1 tape head. It only plays back, it doesn't do anything else. And the other ones, like this one and many others, have 2. They have the erase head and a combined play and record head. So they use the same, I'm saying the word head a lot. I will probably get some naughty comments about that. I'm well aware of this. A combined play and record head that yeah, does both those things. So and in this case there is only 1 head. So probably, I'm not sure how they solve that, if they just skip the erase head or something, and just or if they just when they spool back the tape, they just erase everything back and start over. Maybe, I don't know. Chris Bacon, you can use a magnet. A magnet for what? For removing. You mean instead of a erase head? Maybe that's what they do here. We'll see. So what I'm most interested in is of course the hardware, but I am well aware that I will have to do something with the circuit board as well. I'm guessing the thing with the circuit board is that will just be me sitting and trying to figure out where the signal comes in for whatever purpose you want at the moment. So that will probably not be a good live thing. So we're not gonna do that now. And the thing is, I like the form factors of these. Because if I want to put it in a modular, these are the correct form factors. This is already a bit too big for a modular, so but so there's apart from the tape part of this, there's also the telephone part where the telephone comes in, which makes, and then it decides if it's going to record, or if you press the play button, then you're gonna play it back. And the play is there. Those. We'll wait with that. This one is the biggest contender for my first module. I found it in a thrift store this summer for $1, so it was a good price. And that way I don't need to be careful if I break it. So I'm not even sure if it works. It should work, of course, but 2 batteries, that means 3 volts. So it's running at 3 volts at this moment. See? Nice little module here. Oh, that's power in. But basically this could sit in the rack like so and play. And with the loop tape, this is almost done. Of course, there's a motor here, and it is probably running on 3 volts, so just an attenuator, maybe a Zener diode at 3 volts, just to make sure we don't overpower it, and then we could probably run the motor with a CV voltage. So I just want to see the other side of this. See what circuitry we have here. maybe. Come on. All right. So here's actually really little hard or electronics. There is 4 transistors, a few diodes, a few capacitors, and a few resistors. That's it. And 1 potentiometer. Except for this one, there's one in there as well. So this one should be really simple to modify for our needs. Lars Bylund. Yeah, exactly. Someone, I saw a video and someone pointed me to that video as well, of someone who added a third playhead or a third tape head within the tape itself. There is, if you just remove a bit of the tape or the cassette, then there is space to put another head in there, and that could be a way to solve this when there's not enough room, but there's still the thing with all the electronics for the modulation of the tape or of the incoming signal. Now this same form factor, so it's a good form factor, but this is a much newer module. It's broken, but it has electronic push buttons here, so just micro switches on the back side. So this one will probably be a bit more difficult to understand how to control it. But I'm gonna take it apart anyway. Yeah, exactly. The plug, the connection to, if there was a playhead within the tape itself, then you need to have a plug, and that could be exchangeable, Chris. That would be awesome. Hello. Orchestron, you make it as well. We make it together. That's the beauty of the maker community. Everyone makes it and we just make it better and better and better. That one won't come off. I'm so careful. I can just do this. He said, and couldn't do that. There. It's not as if I'm going to put this back together, so. Oh, it was you, Lars, who told me about that video, yeah. It's cool. He did it. I did a really nice job on getting all that stuff in there. Or it was you who did it? Bene, you're asking what are possible projects. I don't know. This has been talked about a lot, many times, and you will get a different result from different people. If you ask the really knowledgeable people, they will say that start by reading books and learn the ins and outs of electronics. I don't know. I had a different approach with my modular in a week series. I just wanted to get up and running, so I just started by doing a PCB or power supply, sorry, and then I did the most simple of all oscillators just to get a sound out, and once you get the first sound out, and after that you're hooked, and then you just want to do more and learn more. And once you learn the basic op amp, there are, of course, this is a generalization, but once you learn the few basic circuits, then you start to see, oh, this does that, and so you learn by doing somehow, which is also nice for those of us who don't like or don't understand books that well when it gets too complicated. So I don't know. It's probably not the best way of doing it, but for me it was a good way of starting doing this. And without knowing anything, I mean, there's a lot of really talented people out there who's made loads of really cool modules and put them out there for everyone to enjoy and make yourself. And if you just really carefully follow each and every line on the schematics, on the schematics that you know works, then you will get a working circuit in the end. The problem is usually that you miss one little thing somewhere, or more, of course, but and the challenge is then so if you build a module and it doesn't work, the challenge is always to find where it fails, which you also learn a lot about. So what I say is just take a schematics and build it, and just squiggle out every line that you make and every component. That way you can go through and see, is there any line that isn't squiggled out? If there is, then you forgot that one. So yeah, everyone else in the comments probably have a completely different view of how to start with electronics and DIY modular. I'm just gonna sit and figure out how this one is put together here because I can't get it dismantled. There's one more. Ah, screws, I can't get them out. Thing is, some of them are filled with Loctite probably, and then you're not supposed to be able to get it up. Whew. All right. Where's my phone? So I need to take an image so I know which is which of the buttons, if that should be an issue. Right. So we can move forward to get this one off, but I probably need all right. So much newer, much more electronics, SMD components, loads of ICs. So this is a completely different thing. Not as easy as this one. I had to put on some music that's not licensed, so it's some of my unreleased so far music that we're listening to. Because I wanted to have something in the background as well. This one is just running on 1.5 volts, so this one has really low voltage as well for the motor, probably. So that will be interesting. I want to see how this circuit board looks like as well. This one is called Let's Come Together. Supposed to show the coming together of two persons in something. There. Now we're down in good form factor, but this one will be difficult. The playhead is... I have a really bad live camera, so I really can't show this either, but let's see. No, you will only see... I don't know if you can see, but this one, so this is a single-sided stereo tape head. Taking a piece of paper, let's show this a bit better. So this is how the tape head look. You can't see that either. I need a better pen. So this is the tape head, and in this one, the really simple one, there is, you can see two squiggly lines, look something like that on the bottom. It's more squiggly because I can't draw like that, and this means that this is the two lines is a stereo playhead, but only one side. In this one, which you can't see at all, this here is just one big block, so it's a much wider head, but that is probably can handle more information, or it's always this, that the more channels you have on a tape, the less magnetic field you have or space you have for each channel. So that one is probably better, but playing a stereo tape in with a mono head will probably be strange. And then we have this one. So this one, the newer ones with all these ICs and stuff like that, then you have another two like so. And now it's so this is a dual stereo tape head, because this one plays when the tape is going this way, you play the A side, and then when you get to the end of A side and you go back, then this head plays the B side. So when we only had this one, you need to turn the tape, as we all did. We listened to tape A, side A, and then we turned it and listened to tape B, and that's because it didn't have dual tape heads. And no 8 tracks. But hey, technically with this one, technically we have a 4-track here. So I mean, it's not that far away, and 4 tracks, we would just have to. And there's a guy, Patrick Bartmus, told me about him, that has done a lot of experimentation with tapes, and he has a lot of schematics and stuff like that on lulu.com. I'll get back to that in the other video. Unless you're here, Patrick, then you can tell me what his name was. Okay, so just gonna answer. If I license this music later, might you have to remove this video? No, I will just demonetize myself. So no, I don't need to remove it. And probably I will get a lot of ads in this video that will go to whoever I choose to license my music. So yeah. Well, Stefan Dragonov, wouldn't it be nice if you can play the tape head in reverse this way? That's the thing with these new ones that switch side on itself, so you could just keep on listening. They did that. They played it the other way around and used the other two tape, or the other part of the tape head. But if you want to listen to, so if you're listening to side A with the lower readers, and you take it and you run the tape backwards, that would be listening to it in reverse. So when we talking about reverse, this one is actually better for if we want to do that, or want to, with all these things that we can do with tape loops and tape delays. If we want to go backwards, this one is better because it probably drives on both of these and also on both of these. There's wheels on both sides here. On this one there is only, and up close, on this one there's only one play, or how do you say, drive wheel here on this side, and on this you have drive wheels on both sides. So this one would be better from that point of view, that you can go both backwards and forwards. You mean loops and delays and stuff, but that you mean that the thing we record, we would then play backwards? If we make a tape loop where instead of making the tape loop round like this, we switch it over like so. What happens? What happens then? Then nothing happens. We just read with the other two readers. It does not reverse the. We would have to record it and then go backwards to do that, which would be possible, of course, with say we have an LFO on the tape, and when going from positive and negative, and that would decide if we record or play. So we record and then we play and then we record and play. That could work. I'm just speculating here. I have no idea if any of what I'm saying is working. I've come to this point. I am just dismantling tape players. That's where I'm at. I have not gone further than that yet. Q Tillman, thank you, Patrick. Hello, by the way. Yes, Q Tillman. If you search on YouTube for Q Tillman, he talks a lot about the circuitry and all the extra stuff that goes in to make the tapes work. This one is probably somewhere in between those two. So it can only play. No, it can actually change direction with a button here. And this one has 2, so it's 3 volts. Dylan, depends on whether you can use the reverse side of the tape. I think you can use it both ways. Maybe it's not as good on both sides, but it's, I mean, it is magnetic, so, and that small, the back and back and front side, you would still get some kind of magnetic force there, I think. I'm not sure. This one has no screws at all. Not a single screw. I don't get this. if you have 4-track head, you can use all 4 tracks simultaneously if you wanted to, and you would be using the whole width of the tape. Yeah, sure, that would be possible. And then maybe even put filters on each part, so we take different parts of the tape, takes different parts of the spectrum of the sound. It is just a snap fit. I just need to figure out